Minutes later. Welcome to my kitchen. My name is Kristi, and I'm a director of an executive team. I live in the Cranberry Fizz area. The beautiful thing about virtual technology is that we have people I can see from at least 2 time zones. We've got East Coast, got Central. Any West Coasters so far? I know it's kind of early for West Coasters. Any Mountain Time? Okay. So, are you Mountain? Are you Mountain, Helen? Awesome, awesome. Okay, the fun thing is we've got people on our team on all four time zones and Hawaii too. I'm not even, do you call that the Hawaiian time zone? I don't know what you call that. But anyway, I'm super excited about doing this Zoom event because I want to I feel like there's a lot of sense of community that happens in the virtual parties, but do you ever miss seeing people's faces sometimes, right? So, and I think pictures are beautiful and even videos, but when you can see things in person and ask questions, and that's what I want to encourage you all to do tonight, okay? So I got about a half an hour. Here's what I want to encourage everybody to do. Those of you that are here live and those that might be watching the recording later, be sure to reach out to your host or your consultant to get their ordering link, okay? I would also recommend maybe grab a piece of paper and jot things down as we're talking about them, kind of create a little bit of a wish list. And here's the thing, I'm not going to say you have to order something tonight, right? But you might think, oh, my mom keeps asking me what I want for Christmas. I can make my wish list on my Pampered Chef Consultant's website and I can send that to mom, right? And then, or husband, or sister, right? So go ahead and make that wish list as well as we go along, okay? So here are the 4 recipes that we're gonna do. We are gonna do a recipe called toasted ravioli. It is one of the recipes in our air fryer book. All of our appliances come with their own little cookbook. They have all kinds of great recipes. And the thing I love most about them is the charts that are in the front. So here's all your frozen foods. Here's your roasted vegetables for your air fryer. Here's your fish and poultry and your seafood, right? So all kinds of things that are in this cookbook that comes with the air fryer or the blender or the quick cooker. So we're gonna be using all 3 of these tonight. Anybody have the air fryer? Our Pampered Chef air fryers? I know Carrie does. All right. Carrie is so excited and we're gonna get her some extra trays, right? So here's what we're gonna do first. I'm gonna go ahead and get these going, but I wanna tell you a little bit about our air fryer. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this off so it stops beeping at me. We'll get to the blender here in a minute. But the air fryer, and ours is different. People ask me all the time, what makes yours different from the other ones? And I'm like, I've never had another one. So Pampered Chef has me spoiled. I've never had a pressure cooker, a fancy blender, or an air fryer before Pampered Chef came out with them. And I can tell you, after being with Pampered Chef for 27 years this month, you guys, I started right after college to learn to cook. I still don't love to cook, but I know how to cook, and I got all the tools, right? So the thing I can tell you about our air fryer is it has 6 pre-programmed settings and it's got custom settings. So the nice thing about that is it doesn't just air fry. The other thing I love about it is it's got a door and it's got racks, okay, and trays. And that's what we're gonna be using tonight. And you can actually fit a 3rd tray in here. Carrie, I know we're just ordering her some. I always recommend you need to get a 2nd set of trays. We got tired of pulling out of the dishwasher and washing them up from lunch to dinner, because yes, there are times that we've used this for lunch and dinner. And so it's nice to have little extras. There are some accessories that come with, and those are a basket. So if you want to do those tater tots, curly fries, regular French fries, this comes with the air fryer, and it's amazing. You also have a spit that comes with the air fryer to make your rotisserie. So that's another one of the settings, the air fry, the rotisserie. There's a bake setting. So those of you that maybe felt a little disappointed that you didn't get the Easy Bake Oven when you were a kid, I never had one, this is even better. I always say it's like a convection oven that sits on your countertop, and y'all, you don't have to preheat it. It's pretty amazing, okay? So it comes with a spit for the rotisserie. It comes with a releasing tool, which works for the basket and the rotisserie chicken to get it in and out, okay? So those are the things that it comes with. It also, just this fall, we have some skewers, a skewer set. And just like the trays, it's good to get extra set of skewers too. So when it's cooking, you can be loading up that second set. So this can do anything. And I've only talked about 3 of the 6 things, right? So we've got air fry, rotisserie, bake, reheat pizza, reheat roasted vegetables. I mean, anything you need to reheat, you can do. I'm gonna go ahead and mute Rachel because I hear some background. You can roast your vegetables. So roast your vegetables one day or at lunch and then reheat them at dinner, right? And then there's a dehydrate. The dehydrate takes a long time. Let me just say, I've done my own beef jerky and I know exactly why it costs so much at the store because it takes a long time. But boy, when you make your own, it sure is yummy. So let's go ahead and get our ravioli in here. Now you can use frozen or fresh. You're gonna partially cook them. So this was just like about 4 minutes, I think. And I'm gonna take my olive oil. I just got a couple of tablespoons of olive oil. I'm gonna drizzle over top. And then breadcrumbs, panko breadcrumbs. I went ahead, I had some plain in my cabinet already. And what I did is I just took some of our garlic and herb rub. Anybody have any of our seasonings or spices? Oh, I see West Coast. Hi, Sharon. We got both coasts represented now. This is fun. And mountain time, because Helen says she was mountain. Okay, so I'm just going to add this. But all of our rubs, y'all, are gluten-free. They're natural. They don't have those MSGs and those extra additives that you don't want in your food, right? And the flavor is amazing. So I'm going to move this down because I just want to show you what's going on. All I did, this is our 2-quart. This is our 2-quart micro cooker. It does come with the lid that, guys, that's what it had on, that I was able to strain right through that lid, which makes it nice. You don't have to get the other ingredient out. So I'm just gonna mix this up. And then I'm gonna take the 2 trays here, and I'm just gonna have, I have a little bit of olive oil in my prep bowl, and I'm just gonna use our silicone brush. The recipe actually says to spray it, but honestly, you guys, I don't even own, I should have brought my spritzer out. I could have brought my spritzer. I don't own any of those aerosol cans of spray because they can ruin your cookware, and they have chemicals in them too. So I just avoid that. But this is super easy as well. I just got one of our small cutting mats underneath to keep the oil contained a little bit. And then I'm gonna grab some of our small chef's tongs. Anybody have any of our tongs? These are the small ones. We have the large ones too. There's a little slide here. When it's down, they stay shut. So they're not gonna get all tangled up in your drawer. When you turn them upside down and squeeze, you see how this is gonna drop? And then they open up, okay? And all I'm gonna do here is just put them out on my tray, all right? So this is gonna be a fun little appetizer when we're done here. They go in for about 8 minutes. And with the air fryer, and I know, does anybody have an air fryer that's not Pampered Chef? I know some of them are drawers, and I don't really understand that philosophy or how that works. Maybe that's better for smaller families, but and right now we only have 4 living at the house now, but you know, they're all adult size, and these boys, they eat a lot. So I'm going to go ahead and just brush this. Does everybody like ravioli? Yeah? And these are just cheese. This is just cheese, but you could use whatever. You could probably even do some tortellini too. Might look a little different and appear a little different, but one thing we've done in the air fryer, y'all, that's been so good, and it's not even in the cookbook, and I told you I started Pampered Chef to learn to cook, and I still don't love it, but y'all, I am kind of making up recipes with this air fryer. I posted about my homemade chicken nuggets. People were asking for the recipe, and I'm like, all I did was cut up the chicken. We had put some club crackers in our blender, y'all. Yep, makes it nice and really a nice coating. A little bit of butter melted. Toss that chicken with the crumbs and the club crackers, and we air fried them for like 10 minutes. Oh my gosh, y'all, they are so good. So I'm gonna turn this, I'm gonna air fry. Let me pull this up a little bit. So I don't know if you guys can see that. I'm gonna turn it on the air fry, and what happens, can you see that? It automatically goes to 25, but then when you press the button, it allows you to change that. We're gonna go down to 8, and I'm gonna press the button again, and it's gonna start, okay? So, with that going, I'm gonna just say, try to, if you happen to see that it gets down to 4 minutes or you hear a beep and I'm not doing anything, speak up, unmute, speak up, let me know. Because when it beeps, it'll beep halfway through and I'm gonna wanna switch trays. Okay, so what's on the top is gonna be evened out, you know, with both trays. Now, here's 2 sets. I think every kitchen needs at least 1 of each. I've got about 4 of these. These are great. They're silicone. This is the microwave grip set. So great for taking things out of the microwave. Great for taking things out of the oven even. And you get a little something on them, you throw them in the dishwasher. Super easy. These, does anybody have little kids? I know Sharon's expecting a cute little baby. So apparently there's a Little Shark kind of song. My kids are past that and I don't have grandkids or anything, so I'm kind of glad, I think, but that's what people say these remind them of. So it's probably like when I was doing cooking shows talking about Blue's Clues, and some of the ladies were like, I don't even know what that is. Right? Anybody know Blue's Clues? That's what my kids grew up on. Anyway, so here's our mini oven mitts. These are great too. I like to use these in the air fryer and our quick cooker. So let me kind of shift around here. Let me move my batter bowl because I just thought I had that out of the way. So this is our electric pressure cooker. Okay, there's another brand that a lot of people had. I never had that. The reason I never wanted to get one because I kind of was afraid of it because some of my friends were posting things and I had a lot of people telling me, oh my gosh, this is great for releasing the steam on my pot. And I was like, I don't want one of those. You know, I got a hot crock. I'm good. But let me just tell you, pressure cooking, y'all, when you cook with pressure, it's so much faster, right? You need liquid when you're cooking. And all I have in here is, here, I'm going to unplug this and I'm going to bring it on over. Here's a couple of differences. Again, I don't have the other one, but one of the main differences is the handles are on the bottom. When the handles are on the bottom, you have much more support and structure when you're carrying it. Not that you carry that often. There is a little pressure indicator right here. So when this is under pressure, the lid automatically locks and you cannot open it. And that's good because it's hot. When it's building pressure, that steam is hot. So when that red little indicator is up, you can't open it. Now, I want to show you, I've already released the steam on this. This is where the steam releases, and this is the button I push. You guys see how much space there is? There's at least 2 inches, right? I can have my finger, I don't have to keep my finger on it, but I can keep my finger here in the steam. I don't even feel the heat from the steam. That's a huge safety feature, you guys, huge, okay? Now, I don't think I mentioned at the beginning, we may have some hosts on here. One of the perks for partying with your friends is you're helping them get some great products for their kitchen, and you could pick amazing things like either one of these at half price or even free sometimes, right? So kind of a cool perk there. So let me just take this off. Oh my gosh. There is a silicone ring that's inside. You want to make sure that's on. I'm just going to put this down here. I'm going to take my Little Shark things. I want to show you guys. It is hot. I only had, because it was 2 pretty big chicken breasts, can you guys see that? There's, I don't think it, here, let me do this. Can you guys see all that broth in there? I didn't even put a full cup of veggie broth in there because I knew those chicken breasts were big, and as it cooks, the broth is gonna help. But I am gonna need to drain this a bit. So give me a second here. Oops. Drain this a little bit because what we're going to do with this is we are going to shred the chicken. I'm going to keep a little bit of the broth in there because that'll be good. This is going to be a dip that we're making, right? So that was a little handy to have sitting here, right? These are our salad choppers. salad choppers. I'm gonna move this out of the way. Give me a second. Put our little oven mat there. Get my little oven mitts. Okay. There we go. That's a little easier. I'm going to kind of show you because I want you to see there's chicken breasts that are full, right? Can you guys see that? And watch this. See what's happening here with my shears? I'm just shredding this chicken. So these are called the salad choppers. So if you are one that likes a chopped salad, you can totally take lettuce in your bowl, put a boiled egg in your bowl, put a chunk of cucumbers or carrots or mini carrots or whatever in your bowl, and then you can just chop. And you have a nice chopped salad. If you're one that likes a chopped salad, you make a big old chopped salad, and then you're basically eating it every day in a row for lunch and dinner because it's going to go bad before you finish it. These are nice to be able just to make individual serving chopped salads, right? So that's a fun bonus. Okay, that's kind of loud with my bracelet hitting against that. Okay, so now I've got my chopped chicken in my hot bowl. Now, here's what we're going to do. We're going to get the fixings together. I'm going to take in my stainless steel bowl. This is the medium one. That was the large one that I moved across a minute ago. And let me just say that the small one's in my dishwasher because there's usually at least one in my dishwasher every time it runs. Anybody have the stainless steel bowls? Nobody? Oh my gosh. These are the best, y'all. They have lids, okay? They've got the non-skid surface on the bottom, handles, pour spouts, measurements inside. These are the best. And they're stainless steel, y'all. They will last forever. Forever. Okay, so this is our measure-all cup. We have a 1 cup, a 2 cup, and a little petite. These are great because they accurately measure both dries and solids and the liquids. So I call them like gooeys. That's what I use them for the most. So your mayonnaise, your shortening, your peanut butter, your molasses, or your honey. Yeah, you know, you miss a lot of that when you put them in a regular cup. Did you see how that plunger, and look at the little petite one. This is perfect when you just need a couple tablespoons of honey or something. But what happens, you fill it in, your peanut butter, you pack it down in, you hold it over your bowl, you press the cylinder, or the plunger presses the cylinder, and you just take it off, okay? There you go, I got all of that mayonnaise, right? So that's kind of fun. So I've got cream cheese in there. Did I tell you I have cream cheese in there? I'm gonna add a couple of tablespoon and a half of our herb de Provence seasoning. If you haven't had this, it's amazing, y'all. It's technically a French herb. I think it's in a lot of Italian recipes. It's good. It's good in pretty much anything. It's good with a little olive oil and vinegar as a dressing. I mean, you can do all kinds of things with that, but that is, you see that? That's what that is. All right, and I'm using our tablespoons. If you're at a party, you probably saw our fun bundles that we have going on. Wow, I feel like I'm yelling because the air fryer is going. But the bundles are sweet. They're sets of 3. Our spoons come in a set, a teaspoon and a tablespoon together. These are normally, I think, $11, but you can get 3 sets for $25 this month. Perfect stocking stuffers. Perfect for little gift toppers, right? The other thing that you can get free is 3 sets of our straws. These are metal straws. I love them. I love them. They come with 2 straws and a fun little pouch that you can stick in your purse so you have with you. It has a cleaning brush, so you put a little soap on here. You can stick it down in the straws, nice and clean. Love these. These I think sell for $10 a piece maybe, and you can get 3 sets for $25. And then our teak corner spoon. These sell for $10 a piece, and you can get 3 of those for $25 too. So here's a fun little gift idea. Maybe get a nice seasoning. Get 3 of these. Get a little bundle pack, and you can have a fun little gift pack together, you know, where.
Hey, Kristi, I think it's time for you to switch your trays.
Hey, Stacy, what did you say?
I think it might be time to switch your air fryer trays.
4 minutes ago, Stacy, you were supposed to tell me 4 minutes
sorry.
ago.
Sorry.
Thanks, friend. Thanks, friend. Okay, so let me show you why you want to switch them. Tops are a little more toasty, but they're totally not burnt. They're totally fine. You know what we did on this last night, y'all? Oh, look, they actually don't look too bad. I might put these in for another like minute or so, just because a couple of them aren't so toasty. You know what I did in this? I think it was last night, maybe the night before. Grilled cheese sandwiches. Yeah, grilled cheese sandwiches, 4 at once. And the boys, so I have an 18 and 15-year-old still at home and a 50, almost 5-year-old. And they were all like, this is the best grilled cheese. And I'll tell you, from my perspective, it was the easiest because I didn't have to stand over my skillet, making sure I wasn't, you know, missing something. Okay, so let's move right along here. I'm gonna press some garlic in. Anybody use fresh garlic? Hope all the consultants on my team are raising their hands. For those that don't, this is a bulb of garlic, and these are cloves of garlic. So your tip for tonight is, when you're buying garlic, fresh garlic, don't buy the ones in the little cellophane or the netting packages, because what happens, those usually come from China or other countries. They're farther away. The ones that come like this in the bulk section are fresher, okay? You want to think about tidy whities. You young people are like, what even is that? But you want to think about that because you want it to be tight and white. You don't want to get the ones that are a little bit brown or tan, and you don't want to get the ones that that are kind of already coming apart or having green things growing. These will last you a longer time. And you store them just in a dark, dry spot. Now, with fresh garlic, most people don't like to use it because they have to peel it first. But when you have the right garlic press, like ours, you put the peel and all in, and the hammer presses the meat of the garlic right through the peel, and the peel is right there, or sometimes it sits right here. The cleaning tool is amazing. It fits right inside the handle for storage, so you always know where it is. But it can also fall down the disposal, so make sure you don't put it down in the sink. And if it happened to you and you don't know where your little thing is, we do sell replacement parts, so just to let you know. Dishwasher safe, okay? So I will put that in my dishwasher when I'm done here. And then, okay, I've got my mayonnaise. I'm putting some grated cheese in here. And then I'm gonna get a bigger scraper to stir this up. Now, I kind of am going a little slow. I'm getting chatty, you guys. We have 7 minutes left, and we still kind of have 2 recipes. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna tell you, this cheese is gonna be dumped in here with the chicken in that hot bowl that the chicken came out in. I'm gonna get it all smooth, and I'll post pictures. I'll share pictures with your hosts or your consultants so they can show you the after. But the one last thing that's added to that recipe is tomato, just 1 tomato. Technically calls for cherry tomatoes, but I realized about an hour and a half ago that I didn't have any cherry tomatoes, but I had these. So this is our corn moor. Love it for taking the core out of a tomato so you don't have to lose that whole slice. Also perfect for cleaning strawberries, melon baller, seeding tomatoes, or seeding jalapenos. So corn moor, fantastic. This is the quick slice. Slices, 10 slices, right? And it comes with this base. Okay, let me move this down. I want you guys to see this. Put this here. I might put it upside down so it doesn't roll. You can fill this, like you can put 4 big mushrooms. You can put strawberries on here. But all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go like this and wedge, and I've got beautiful slices of tomatoes. You see that? Now, because these need to be smaller, I'm gonna kind of almost dice my tomatoes in this. So I'm gonna take those slices, okay, and I'm gonna make other slices. Make sense? Then I'm gonna turn them the other way. Does that make sense? Do you see what I'm doing here? And then I'm gonna kind of cut them that way. So it's almost like I've got diced tomatoes. Can You see what I'm doing? I'm gonna put these little diced tomatoes in my cheese mixture. You see that? Everybody see what's going on here? So then I'm gonna end up mixing all that together. I'm gonna put it in a pretty bowl. You can serve that with toasted bread. You could serve that with crackers. You can serve that with celery. You can serve it by the spoonful. I mean, it's that good. Let me just tell you, it's really good. You can put it even over a bed of lettuce, right? And speaking of the bed of lettuce, I'm gonna just put our little ravioli, toasted raviolis right here. Because, you know, in real estate, it's location, location, location. And when it comes to food, it's presentation, presentation, presentation. And look, I lifted this up again. Y'all can't even see. But look how pretty that looks. You see that? Little tray of goodness. And this is just some spinach with some Italian dressing over it. So, fun. That would be fun on a little appetizer plate. Has anybody ever done appetizers for dinner? Anybody but me? Okay. Sometimes there's that, like on the chicken nugget meals when the kids were little, that's when like we would do like some of the fun, more adult ones. Okay, so let's talk blender. Let's see what's going on over here in the blender. I'm gonna kind of switch things around a little bit, so give me a second. Our blender, how many of you think a blender is for smoothies, protein shakes, or the occasional margarita? Anybody? To me, that's what blenders were for. I had friends that bought blenders. Hold on one second. I've had friends that have bought blenders that are fancy, and I'm like, you paid what for that? I mean, like sometimes upwards of $400, $500, $600, $700 for some of these fancy blenders. And the crazy thing is, those have plastic pitchers. Y'all, ours has a glass pitcher. And I should bring the base over here too. Let me grab this. Because this bad boy has 8 different settings on it and a custom setting. And the best part about this is one of the settings is called heated wash. Cleans itself. You just put some water in with a couple squirts of soap, cleans itself. Okay, so watch this goodness. Now, what else can you do with a blender? Now, it is a little runny because it's very, very hot right now. It will thicken up. And if I was doing this to serve like tonight, I would have kind of had this done before the party, kind of like we did tonight. And we would set it in the refrigerator for a little bit. But this is our long skinny scraper, good for a lot of things, but perfect for the blender because it reaches way far down. I just made the peanut butter, fresh peanut butter in my blender. You want to see the ingredient list for that? Peanuts. That's it. That's it. You put peanuts in there, you put it on the grind setting, in like 2 minutes you have this beautiful creamy peanut butter. If you're a crunchy peanut butter lover, keep a few of them out, chop them with your food chopper and mix them in once the smooth one comes out, right? But you can do so much. I wish you guys could smell this. It smells good. It's brown sugar, heavy whipping cream, vanilla, and the vanilla that we used to put it up is our Madagascar, double strength Madagascar bourbon pure vanilla. You only need to use half as much as the recipe calls for. This is only good through December 31st or while supplies last. So I will be ordering up a few because this is what I use. And I was so happy it came back last December or last fall. So I got this, our Cranberry cinnamon and our cinnamon plus spice blend are 2 that are also kind of holiday pantry items. So if you're bakers, you might want to do that. This is our Lazy Susan. This is great for a charcuterie tray. If you do your meats and cheeses, there is a locking feature on it, so it's not going to turn. You can unlock it and it can spin, right? Or put the locking tray on, like you don't really want to spin a big bowl of caramel, right? And apple wedger. Apple wedger. This is a great gift idea. And if you have teacher gifts you need to get, you can put the little apple wedger with an apple sitting on top with maybe one of our little all-purpose spreaders, right? A little thing of peanut butter. So those are some fun things you can do for some fun gift ideas as well. Okay, any questions? Kind of gone through a lot. If y'all noticed, when I went down with that apple wedger, did you see what I did? I kind of put my thumbs, after I went down through it, I didn't pick it up and try to poke through because this is sharp. I just took and pushed this down and lifted it back up. Does that make sense? Okay, because this is sharp. You don't want to try to stick your finger through to loosen that cord. And then you can do that. Molly's gonna get an apple wedge because one just fell. But you can have a couple of apples, and there is a fun little platter too for your holiday entertaining. Okay, so let me move this over here. Y'all should see my kitchen right now. I should take a picture and share it with you. Okay, so the drink. Okay, so this is a super fun drink because the whole family can benefit with this drink. This is called the Cranberry Fizz. And what we have here, you know what? I'm gonna pull something else. Oh no, I thought I had this out. So our easy read measuring cups, anybody have these? They come in a set of 4. There's a 4 cup, a 1 cup, a 2 cup, and then the little mini one that I use for my oil. I have like 3 sets of these. I love them. But I'm just gonna take, I think I got a little breadcrumb in there. Let me get that breadcrumb out. Okay, I'm gonna take, what I have in here now is 1 cup of water, of cold water, and a frozen container of cranberry concentrate, okay? Cranberry juice concentrate. I'm gonna take now 8 cups of ginger ale. But what I did, because I would rather eat my calories than drink my calories, but my kids are like metabolism monsters. So I got 1 regular and 1 sugar-free ginger ale. So I'm gonna put 4 cups of each in here. So then what you're gonna do is you're going to put some scoops of sherbet, raspberry sherbet. Now, you can totally take and fancy up the cups too that you serve this in. So the fun thing is, if you have kids under the age of 21, this can be a family drink because you can totally mix this all up, and then you can pour the kids off, and then you can grab that flavored vodka that you like, and you can spike it up a little bit for the adults in the party, if that's gonna happen. Now, I'm gonna just push that up. I wanna show you one other tool that I love. This is called our Simple Slicer. It has 3 different settings, 3 different thicknesses, depending on how you have the slide. When it's in a locking, it's not going to cut anybody. This is a safety feature. It's amazing. This is called the food holder. When it's on right, you can hold it up like that. I'm gonna put it on the setting of 2. And let me grab another cutting mat real quick. I've got a lot of them. And I'm just gonna take and cut my lime in half. So I use this for tomatoes, onions, bell pepper, all kinds of things. Let me move it down. Thanks for being so patient, Al. This is kind of like, okay. And I am a left-handed person. I'm doing this right-handed, so let's see if this works. Okay. Yeah, all I'm doing is going back and forth. I can be ambidextrous, right? So look at that. I got these nice sliced limes, right? And then I'm just going to take, when you're slicing something, when you use this, look, it gets down to that very last bit, which that one you wouldn't use anyway, right? So I'm going to take this, I'm going to stick those little prongs down in, and I'm going to do it again with my left hand this time, because it feels more comfortable. And just like that, I've got that last little bit. And then these make it pretty when you have your little cup. I brought some cups out, right? And if you wanted to be super fancy, you could take our little micro zester and get a little bit of zest from your lime and press the lime then. All right, so you have some lime juice. And you take your cup, put it in the lime juice, and then put a little zest around there. And then just take one of your fun slices. You get a little slice in there so it fits right on your cup. You might want to do a 3 setting because these are a little thin. They didn't cut it through enough. But anyway, that is your fun, there's your fun idea for a fun holiday drink. But the one thing I didn't, I did have my raspberry sherbet. I have to tell you, my 15-year-old is like going to the freezer last night. He just, oh, can I have some sherbet? I'm like, don't eat the whole thing. I need a few scoops. He had a few scoops. But then the nice thing about these types of drinks is this part. And the kids love this part. And this could be a dessert too, right? Just that fizz, the cranberry fizz. Any questions? We are about 6 minutes over, so I apologize for that. Any questions? Any comments? What do you think? Was this fun? Yay. Okay, did you guys see something that maybe you haven't seen before? Everybody's on mute, so they're not talking to me.
You need to post the recipes, Kristi.
Whether it was like a garlic tip or something about the air fryer. Okay, so what was that?
You need to post all the recipes.
I will share the recipes for sure. And here's the thing, y'all. And I'll take some after pictures too. But just kind of to recap, I don't think I mentioned it. This is our family size quick stir pitcher. Perfect for this particular recipe. We also have just a quick stir pitcher that's half the size. So this is a gallon. And then we have the 2-quart. We do have our blender, which is amazing. The blender is normally, I don't even have my numbers. It's normally $3.49. As a host, you can get it half price or even 60% off. And I think 60% off is like $140. I mean, it's not much more than just your regular smoothie blender. And this does everything from smoothie to grind, like your peanut butter, your nut butters. It does alternate milks. I've made a rice milk. I've made almond milk. It comes with accessories, like a very fine mesh bag. Has that heated wash cycle, which is the bomb. And it has a soup, heated puree, jam. The jam setting is what we use for the sauce, or for the caramel. It has a sauce setting. With those grilled cheese I made in the air fryer, we made tomato basil soup. The boys were raving over the soup too. If you're not a homemade soup girl, I'm not really a homemade soup person, but that quick cooker and the blender are great for soups. Smooth soups, broccoli cheddar, tomato basil, butternut squash, those kind of soups are perfect in here. Your chunky soups, your taco, tortilla, those kind of soups, perfect in the quick cooker. Quick cooker can do ribs in there. You can do roasts in there. It has a slow cooker feature. It has rice and grains and beans. You don't have to soak your beans 24 hours. So many things that quick cooker can do as well. And of course the air fryer. The air fryer is just, my 18-year-old said, Mom, I need one of these when I move out. Yeah, like I'm gonna send one of these to a college dorm. But I will say my 22-year-old and his little wife, they got married this summer. They got one for a wedding gift and they love it. So, if you don't have any other questions, I just want to encourage you all to reach out to your consultant or your host. If there's anything that you want to order, y'all, everything's going to be guaranteed delivery by the holidays, which is super fun. And if you're thinking, okay, my wish list is very, very long, you might consider hosting a party. Our typical virtual parties are just posts. We have texting parties. We could do a Zoom party like this where maybe you have a group, you invite people, you share the link, you jump on, and you do a little demo like this, more of like a cooking party. So if y'all don't have any other questions, I mean, I'm happy to answer questions if you have any. Yes, Helen.
The blender, can you grind, and this is a weird question, can you grind grains in it like wheat?
Yes, actually, okay, so that's a good question. I have never done that, but yes, you can. And I'm going to look real quick. Who's your consultant, Helen, or who's your host?
Right now, Tabitha Valencic's the host, and Michelle, something starts with a B. Bond, maybe, I'm not sure.
Briley? Michelle Briley?
Maybe.
Okay, because she's in California. Didn't you say you're on the West Coast? So, what will, I'm going to, yes, look. Freshly ground whole wheat pancakes, so you can totally do that. When I was talking about alternate milks, you know, I saw somebody post that they took the pulp, basically, that's left in the bag. Here's the bag that comes with it. And when you're making like the almond milk or whatever, you'll put this bag like in a bowl and you pour the milk in. And so the milk, this is such a fine mesh, the milk comes right through, but then you're left with this almond paste. And somebody said they took the almond paste and made almond flour.
You can put it in bread too. Sorry, I used to
So
make
the paste, you can do
bread,
paste?
the leftover soy part, you mix it into homemade bread.
I love that. See, I tell you guys, when I was doing cooking shows, I would tell people one of my favorite things about the cooking parties is I learned something new every time. Every time. I started my business to learn to cook, and I would get tips like that from every one of my cooking shows. So thanks, Helen. It continues, right? There's always something to learn and know. The other thing that comes with the blender is a tamper. So when you're doing nut butters, this helps when the blades are spinning so fast, those nuts can kind of get along the side of the blender, and you just take the cap off. You take the cap off. It is a vented cap, so you don't have to. Like, as it was cooking, the steam was coming through. A lot of those really expensive blenders, they tell you to take the cap off and put a towel over it, which is kind of messy. But you can just take and then stick this down, and you can take those nuts to get them back into the blade, so it creates a vortex as it's making your nut butters. You can actually use chocolate covered almonds and make like your own Nutella-ish kind of thing. That's kind of dangerous, really. You don't have a lot of people coming over, which we really haven't had in 2020, right? But anyway, that is one of the things that come with it. You also get a little dual edge cleaning brush that comes with it. And for high altitude people, so anybody in high altitudes, it has an adapter. Okay, I've never used it because I live in Kansas. There's like no altitude here, so I don't even know. But Helen, you look like you knew what that was. So no, okay, all right. Well, you guys, I just really touched the surface of the amazing tools that we have to offer every kitchen. Whether you love to cook, love to bake, hate to cook, everybody eats, right? So our job as consultants is just to help you really get inspired in your kitchen and share with you quick and easy meals and tips, because anybody like me, like during that first part of the lockdowns where you're just like, oh my gosh, I'm tired of doing the same 5 recipes, right? And you're needing some fresh ideas. So hopefully you have found that. Check with your consultant too about their online community, because most of our consultants have a little VIP group or customer group you can join and kind of stay in the know. And I know in mine, I like to just share recipes and tips. Sometimes I'm going live with a messy bun and sweats on because that's real life, right? And I'm just kind of showing you what I'm doing in my kitchen. I love it when my customers share too, so I'm sure I'm speaking for all consultants. Reach out to them and just make it a great evening. I hope y'all had fun. I hope this was good for you. And reach out to your consultant or your host, and let's see how we can help you get your kitchen nice and stocked. Okay? Thanks, everybody. Oh, I'm going to stop the recording here.